Bienvenidos. Soy la Bruja Espinada, and I am here with a very special Aries full moon message. So let's get started. A very interesting, ooh, right off the bat, we have the Queen of Wands, which is very, very apt for the Aries full moon um, uh, message that we have today. At the bottom of the deck, we have Temperance, everyone's favorite, the Fool, the Hanged Man, the Ace of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Ace of Cups, Page of Wands, Death, the Ten of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Hermit. I might pull another card, but let's go ahead and get started. So, full moon in Aries. Aries, it is a fire sign. It is about boldness, fieriness, determination, that passionate fire that you have within you. Now, with the Queen of Wands, this is you. This is if you are a fire sign, but even if you're not a fire sign or have a lot of fire elements in your chart, this is you. We are talking about you in this moment, in your passions, and everything that you've been striving for. This is you right now. You are reaching a pinnacle, a point of your life where when it comes to this manifestation time, because mind you, full moon is time for manifestations, and we are in eclipse season, so be mindful of how you manifest. I feel like every single full moon I state this, but it's because it's true. Be very, very careful in the way that you state what it is that you are going to accomplish, achieve, strive for, work hard for. The Queen is here for a reason. Not just because you're a cute little baddie, because you're that bitch, you're that bad bitch, but because a queen is in a state where they are learned enough, they're knowledgeable enough, they've had enough experience to learn what it is they don't want. When it comes to properly manifesting, you must remember that you must not tell the universe, your higher power, what you're drawn to, or, drawn to in regards to who you pray to. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you make sure that you make these statements of what you do want. Because you can say, well, I don't know what I want, but I know what I don't want. Well, that's all well and dandy, but the universe can't give you what you don't want. The universe can give you what you say you want, what you say that you need. So keep that in mind. You can say, I don't want an abusive partner. Okay, so what kind of partner do you want? I can make sure that none of these abusive partners come towards you, but I can't send you what you haven't asked for. See what I'm saying? So when you start to put that into manifestation, you have to come from a place of knowing. You are the only one who truly knows yourself. You know your true thought processes. You know your true experience, your true feelings. No one else feels that but you. So what do you want? And you don't need to be humble. If you are striving to live in your full capacity of queen, what do you want? Do you want a successful career, a successful, well-paying career? The more descriptive you can get, the better. If you can write all this out before tomorrow's full moon, great. And because the element is in fire, what I would recommend you do as a ritual or a practice is you write everything into detail. You write everything into detail, from the types of partnerships you want to have with friends, family, lovers, business, what kind of financial goals you want to achieve, whether it's better managing your money, having a steady flow of income, um, winning the lottery, whatever it is. But when you play the lottery, make sure you got to play. It's not just going to come to you, right? You got to put in the work to make it happen. That's the idea, right? Like, what do you want spiritually? What you want mentally? What do you want emotionally? These are all things that if you make the time, get as detailed as you can get. And then in a safe metal pot under tomorrow's full moon, set it on fire and let it go. Read it to the moon and say, this is my list. This is my wish list. Thank you. Give it a kiss. Throw it into that pot. Burn it. Make sure that you're safe about it. Don't just leave it burning. It should burn quick if it's on a piece of paper. And forget about it. But that's the thing, right? You can keep wishing the same thing over and over. Don't keep that list. Make the wish once. Make that manifestation once. Burn it and let it go into the universe so it can grant your manifestation. So it can help you towards that manifestation. And that whole spiel brings us to temperance, which is the patience card. So I say it's everyone's favorite because anyone that I know that has watched my videos, some of you I know personally, and you don't have any patience, or you state you don't have patience. Patience is not anything that anyone has. It's something that you work towards. You work on being patient, because just as you, beloved queens, don't like to be rushed, you don't like to be pressured, neither does the universe. Neither does God if you pray to God, or Allah, or what your higher power is. So, why do you think you are exempt from patience if you encourage patience in others? That's for a specific few of you. So, I'm just telling you, I'll only reiterate what the universe wants me to share in regards to words of wisdom. So, when you said that manifestation, it's not happening on your time. It's happening in divine timing. It's going to happen when it's meant to. But you also had to be putting in the work. If you're putting in the work like you should it be physical health? Are you eating what you should be? Are you meal prepping the way you should be? Are you drinking enough water like you should be? Do your part. Things will not come to you if you're not doing your part. And that's why patience or temperance comes out, because it's that reminder that the universe is going to give to those who don't stop. And sometimes the universe is gracious enough to be like, okay, here, look, here is something to help you momentarily until the bigger picture comes to light, right? So the Fool is that reminder that, first and foremost, you're not a fool, but you can't be kidding yourself either. Things aren't going to miraculously happen and land in your lap. This is the reminder, along with the temperance card. Be patient, and if you put in the work, it's going to come to you. But many people will pray, and be like, my prayers aren't being answered. It's like, well, yeah, you keep rushing the higher power, the divine. And the thing is that if you don't like to be rushed, why do you think the universe, the divine, like to be rushed? Okay, you need it now, but temperance came out for a reason. There's a lesson to be learned in that moment. And this is why the hangman comes out, whether it's right side up or in reverse. There is a mindset that needs to be shifted in this point. So it's not the first time that this card has come out in one of my readings, especially when it comes to temperance. Your timeline is not divine timing. And this is where we have to humble ourselves and remember that we're human, and it's understandable that we put ourselves, or we wind up falling into situations in which we need it now. Like the way that commercial goes, it's my money and I need it now. We're like, okay, yeah, but whatever caused that to happen is not the universe's fault. You know, accidents happen sometimes, mistakes happen sometimes, but the thing is that how are you going to shift the mindset of like me, now? You're a small particle in the fraction of what makes up the entire universe, right? We are but the most minuscule speck when it comes to how vast the universe is and all these energies. And mind you, even the earth is something super, super small in what's in the universe. So when the hangman comes out, it's just that there needs to be a perspective shift here. It's just highlighting that there's a lack of mindset shift, and there needs to be a mindset shift. So that's where the Fool here, Temperance is here in regards to like, okay, let's be realistic. This individual here is in tears, looking at their phone. Sometimes that is and actually you may not be able to see it, but there is a little indicator. It's a message with a skull in it, and this individual is wearing the moon and the all-seeing eye on their earrings. So in this, someone is giving you information, or you're receiving some type of information, or something is occurring at this time that is making things difficult or has made things difficult, or sometimes it may feel like, when will these like tough obstacles end? It's because, and we've had the Tower card come out a couple of times, and mind you, the Death card as well, whereas there is something that has to change. Like, a lot of the times, and trust me, I do it myself too. Ooh, I got goosebumps on my head. So a lot of the times when those things happen, we tend to get into this habit. We're creatures of habit. So we fall into this cyclical habit of, okay, I'm gonna make this change, but I'm going to take baby steps. And we take advantage of baby steps to make this change happen. So mind you, that might even be with this mentality shift. Let's say you're the praying type and you say, you know what, I'm going to make sure that I pray a gratitude prayer every single morning, and I'm going to pray a gratitude prayer every single night. And sometimes as we pray, we say things out of habit, and the feeling of the meaning behind it gets lost, right? And so then it comes into a habit, and then we're no longer putting the intention behind what it is that we have been praying for or what we've been working towards. Again, if you're not the praying type, and let's say like, oh, I'm going to start making sure that I make myself a green smoothie every morning, and that's how I'm going to start my day, to make sure I have plenty of nutrients and that I can get my gut healthy. But then, we get home and we're tired, and we're like, you know what, I'll prep all my stuff later, or I won't do the overnight oats today. That throws up and so then it becomes a habit that we become lazy. So similarly to this, it's that listening part, where that's why the all-seeing eye is in the ear. It's like, we know, and then we start to say, I know I need to do this. I know. It goes in one ear and it comes out the other. But the I knows don't help us from reaching this point, because then we wind up being back at the same point, and that we're crying, knowing that we knew better and we didn't make that difference. So again, going back to the Hanged Man, is we need to start changing that perspective. You need to start putting in that work. That's why Temperance is there. But you can only get mad at yourself and point the finger at yourself, because you can't say, things aren't happening for me fast enough. Have you put in the work? Were you actually listening to Temperance? Were you actually being patient? Or were you being the fool? So what's got to change? I'm just going to leave that right there. And I know this is really important, and I know it has a lot to do with your finances, or it has a lot to do with resources. So whether that's like having connections, whether that's um, collaboration at work, whether it's whatever it may be, is because we have the Ace of Pentacles. It's kind of like you're starting over, but it doesn't mean that things are going to fail. This just means that there has to be a new, again, there has to be a new shift in mindset. Look at things from a different perspective in order for things to revive themselves, or for there to be more flow in regards to these resources. Learn different tactics. There's so many different especially right now that the season is changing, there are a lot of like learning bundles, learning kits, workshops that are for free or discounted, that are going to provide you with the necessary information that you need for this resource flow. So money, anything financial, there's a lot that's going on right now, and sometimes be like, oh, you know what, that's a little bit, a bit out of my price range. Okay, so what changes can you start to make so that you can make this wise investment choice, right? Because it's an investment. You're investing in you. You got to give to get, and that's one of the things that you must learn. That's why we have an ace here. It's also a learning that we're doing in order to get new flow moving. And right now is the time to do it. We're followed by the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is, as you can see here, a bunch of cups pouring, 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 pouring. But one thing I want you to notice is who's pouring to the top cup. It's time to pour into you. And I know it's easier said than done, but the reason why it's here is that it's here for a reason, and not to mention that it's followed by an Ace of Cups, and it is reversed. Again, I stated before, I don't typically read cards in reverse, because if they're right side up, we're going to get the message out regardless of the fact. But these two paired together is an indicator that you are neglecting yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup, and yet you are. So what are you going to do to change that? Do you need to wind up in the hospital? Do you need to wind up fainting? Because if you wind up in the hospital, you faint and you wind up in the hospital, that I can, just from the cards that I have here, I can assure you that's not an expense that you have the privilege of having to pay out of pocket for. So is that a mindset we need to change? My dears, I am here not to drag you, merely I am here sharing the words of wisdom. So quit pouring from an empty cup. Stop pouring into you. And if there's someone in your life that isn't pouring into you the way that they should be, quit pouring into their cup. It does not matter what status or station they hold in your life. If they're not pouring into you and they're demanding that you pour, respect yourself enough to stop doing that and putting up with it. And I'm not saying it just to be mean, but it's encouragement and passion from the universe. Speaking of passion, we have the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands came out in reverse. So, the Page of Wands in reverse, followed by death. Death is not literal death, more death of the ego. Yes, you're a tough, bad, independent bitch, queen that can handle their own shit, and yet, secretly, without saying it out loud, you pray for help. You pray for strength. Quit praying for strength. Quit praying for strength. If you pray for peace, if you pray for strength, that is when the universe provides you with situations that you need to be strong for and that you need to have peace for. Interesting, right? You got to work on that. But if you're not actually changing the mindset and putting in the work that you need to be putting into, like actually listening, you're going to keep having those battles. And death is here to tell you, stop it. Let that bad habit die. Ask for help, lest you want a bill you can't afford. Let that ego trip of yours die. Oh, you don't want to deal with it because it hurts your feelings? Guess what? You're a human being. You were born to have feelings. You having a cognitive mind ensures that you are allowed to feel a certain type of way. And if you wind up saying, well, I don't share what I feel because they don't care, why are they there? Why are they there? Whew. Time to let that bad habit die. Time to let those people that don't belong in your life go. Quit pouring from an empty cup. Quit pouring into cups that don't pour back into you. Because how are you going to become emotionally stable the way you've been wanting? And how are you going to be able to harness your passions if you let others take advantage of you? Where's my tea? Where's my tea? But the moment you let those egos and cycles die, we have the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups, it is a emotionally happy, emotionally fulfilling state where you are emotionally fulfilled because all your cups are full. You have plenty of cups and you can choose from any one. This is what you want. And then we have the 2 of Cups. Do you want to keep living this life where you keep pouring from an empty cup, or do you choose to have an abundance of cups that you can choose from, of everything that you want? That choice is yours. And not just emotionally because it's the cups, but also because we also see the 2 of Pentacles, but the 2 of Pentacles is in reverse. When the 2 of Pentacles is in reverse, typically means the opposite. Remember, this is in regards to your resources, in which it is a reminder that it's not just costing you emotionally, mentally, all this stress, but it's also hurting your pockets. And if you can't even afford an emergency visit because you're not taking care of yourself, it's harming your pocket. It's like a little cycle. And this is why death is here, because the cycle's got to end. And you can't let it repeat. But when we have the 2s, these are choices. What choices are you making? What choices do you have to make? So then we have the Knight of Pentacles. We're learning we're trying to learn financially, right? We're trying to learn in regards to our resources. We're trying to make some type of improvement. And so that's why these cards are coming out. The Knight is, you've learned, you see where changes need to be made, not just emotionally, spiritually, mentally, but also financially. In regards to your resources, you're learning who you need to reach out to, who you should be collaborating with, what people are asking for in the community that you could probably provide. So as you're learning, we're going to end with the Hermit card. The Hermit card is an indicator of going within, and at their fingertip, there's the star. The star is a symbol of hope. When you go within, you begin to truly harness what it is that you need to do in order to succeed, to embody who you are. Who are you deep down inside? What is it deep down inside that you want to ask for? What is it deep down inside that's going to make you happy? So we have the Four of Wands. We have the Ten of Cups, the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is an indicator of celebration. It is ceremony. It is a union. It is something truly amazing. And I know there's something that you truly want and you've been striving for, and you're too afraid to say it. But when you find that courage, you have the Sun card that follows that. Ten of Cups, Four of Wands, the Sun. These are amazing cards to have in a reading. But there's bad habits that need to die. Quit pouring from empty cups. Be open to changing your mindset. Be open to finally shifting your perspective in order for your improvement and betterment. Quit being the fool. It's okay to start over, because come on. That lecture is done. So let's go on with the Mighty Fates. What additional message they had? Ooh, beautiful card to have. Reclaim. Reclaim. There you go. You see it. Reclaim. I feel it in my bones that it's going to be a really, really good one. Because yes, this is pretty much what this reading is. It is time to reclaim. Let me see. And this is a fire card, so plenty of passion behind this. I feel like my reading today had lots of passion. Reclaim. Ooh. You were born as a perfectly imperfect human with gifts, talents, medicine, wisdom, and knowing. Growing up in a culture that does not nurture these gifts creates misalignment with our highest truth. Reclamation can be a lifetime process, as it is continually awakening to ancient medicine we knew in other lifetimes and soul wisdom. While there is no rule book or map for this journey, this card calls your attention to what stirs deep inside your soul memory. We are often drawn to places, people, experiences, music, etc. that we know on a cellular level, but our logical mind may not understand why. This card asks you to follow your intuition, trust that desire, and follow it. Reclaim your knowing, your power, your medicine, and your healing. Enjoy the mastery and stories unfolding. Amazing, amazing to add on to this. Whew. Animal spirit guides. Thank you very much. We have the Whale Spirit. Trust the great mystery. So, Whale Spirit. Whale Spirit is an ancient creature who was here at the beginning of time and who has seen everything, felt everything, and heard everything that has ever transpired on this planet. In the hidden realms, where all things must gather first before manifesting into form, Whale Spirit is the keeper, singing the soul of the whole world from the deepest waters of the coldest oceans. When Whale Spirit appears, it is a reminder that there is a great mystery that you must accept without intellectually trying to understand it. Some things cannot be known by the mind, only experienced through the heart, through intuition, and through the peripheral senses that part the invisible veils separating the visible world from the great manifesting consciousness in the hidden realms. Now is the time for you to immerse yourself in the great mystery of spirit and to trust that within the invisible, what you can't see now are the seeds of your intentions being tended to by the angels. Certainty is not offered. It is not offered to you right now. You're being asked to trust the process of co-creation. Well, Spirit reminds you that your primary reality is not that of the material world, but that of the realm of spirit, from which the essence of your dreams and desires take shape before arriving as a specific form. You must trust absolutely that what will come will be for the highest good. Stay in your present moment awareness and allow the hidden realms to hold your intentions safely until it is time for them to manifest in the realm of form. Let go, for you will not be left behind. Some things take longer than others to arrive, and that's why temperance was there. Ooh, I can't make this shit up, guys. Well, with that being said, I sincerely hope this message helps. And as always, I will see you guys next time.